Hey guys, 1:50 a.m. decision makers. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Woo! Wanted to be able to share a quote today from a guy named Tom Bilyeu. He is the co-founder of Quest Nutrition, and he actually also has a podcast currently called Impact Theory, where he has different guests, thoughts and ideas that are shared as far as motivation, things like that. If you're looking for a podcast or just something else to be able to listen to, I would highly recommend him. You'll see kind of part of the reason. I'll give you a little snippet today of some of the stuff you might expect from him with the quote that I'm going to share with you today. The quote that I have to share today is, again, from Tom Bilyeu. He says, "When you ask for safety, when you ask for ease, know that you are saying a prayer for weakness." Now, what that means to me is that we all have different decisions in our life that we can make. We can decide to make difficult decisions that we know are good for us, such as, whether it be eating better, getting up and exercising at a certain time of the day, or taking time later in the day to be able to do it instead of going home after work and watching a TV show or something like that. Or forgiving someone for some either imagined or real wrong that had occurred. But either way, being willing to take the higher road, to be able to make a difficult decision. Now, why would that be important? Let me share a personal experience as far as on why I think that would be important. Years ago, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it came as a general blow to the family, and I know it was especially hard on my sisters as well as my dad. It was somewhat hard on me, and I only say somewhat, and it's not because I didn't care about my mom, it's not because I don't love my mom or anything like that at all. For me, I feel like, at least I can only speak for me personally, and I'm not saying that anybody in my family is weak or anything like that at all, but what I attribute my ability to be able to handle and process that event in my life is a combination of two things. One, I believe my faith in Jesus Christ was foundational to it. But also, two, in my life, I've tried to make things, in a sense, a little difficult for myself, such as like waking up at 1:50 in the morning to exercise. No one has a gun to my head in the morning saying, "Hey, you better get out or I'm going to kill you," kind of thing. It's me and the alarm clock. My wife sleeps through the alarm. My kids are all asleep. Everyone's asleep. There's nobody that I'm accountable to at that time of day, if we can call it day, to be able to say, "Hey, I'm up, I'm going, I'm there." No one's meeting me here at my home to work out and say, "Hey, I'm ready to go. Where were you? You were supposed to be awake, man," kind of thing. It's just me. And I impose that demand on myself. I demand that of myself to make a difficult decision for something that is really important to me. I don't take the easy way out. Now, again, going back to my mother with her breast cancer. Why would a decision like waking up at 1:50 in the morning be important to be able to help me cope in a situation when suddenly I get the call from my father saying, "Hey, your mom has breast cancer, and we don't know to what extent or how it's looking, but I wanted to be able to let you know." I would say that when we have a pattern in our life of choosing weakness, of choosing the easy way out of situations in our life that are not near as difficult as the situations that will come up in our life, then when those situations in our life come up where we can't make an easy choice, like, "Hey, you have to deal with your mom having breast cancer. Hey, you have to deal with your child being hit by a car," or any other number of things in this world that could occur that could seem so unfair or unjust. But if you've had a habit of taking the easy way out, of just letting yourself go or not making the difficult decision, then when those situations in your life come up where there is no easy decision, that is when you will suddenly find that reserve lacking. You will suddenly recognize a huge weakness in who you are and what you really believe and what you stand for. And so, again, make those 1:50 a.m. decisions, guys. Realize that you're not just doing something to get healthier or to get an edge up in your career or things like that. But in making those difficult decisions, you are building a reserve of stability and capability to handle the things that come in life that are going to be so much more difficult to deal with than waking up early. As always, be brave and make those decisions. Have a good one. Bye-bye.